It was stiff and bulky, and in the end I had to use a broom handle to poke it all the way in, but I managed. "There," I said. "See how you like that? Choke on it." I went back and looked at Eloise. She stood quietly, and gave me a mild look over her shoulder as I stroked her. I knew then and know now she was only a cow. Farmers hold few romantic notions about the natural world, you'll find, but that look still brought tears to my eyes, and I had to stifle a sob. "I know you did your best," it said. "I know it's not your fault." But it was. I thought I would lie awake long, and when I went to sleep I would dream of the rat scurrying up the hay-littered barn boards toward its escape hatch with that teat in its mouth. But I fell asleep at once, and my sleep was both dreamless and restorative. I woke with morning light flooding the room and the stench of my dead wife's decaying body thick on my hands, sheets, and pillowcase. I sat bolt upright, gasping but already aware that the smell was an illusion. That smell was my bad dream. I had it not at night but by the morning's first, sanest light, and with my eyes wide open. I expected infection from the rat bite in spite of the salve, but there was none. Eloise died later that year, but not of that. She never gave milk again, however, not a single drop. I should have butchered her, but I didn't have the heart to do it. She had suffered too much on my account. The next day, I handed Henry a list of supplies and told him to take the truck over to the home and get them. A great, dazzled smile broke across his face. "The truck? Me? On my own? You still know all the forward gears? And you can still find reverse? Gosh, sure. Then I think you're ready. Maybe not for Omaha just yet, or even Lincoln, but if you take her slow, you ought to be just fine in Hemingford home." "Thanks." He threw his arms around me and kissed my cheek. For a moment it seemed like we were friends again. I even let myself believe it a little, although in my heart I knew better. The evidence might be below ground, but the truth was between us, and always would be. I gave him a leather wallet with money in it. "That was your grandfather's. You might as well keep it. I was going to give it to you for your birthday this fall, anyway." "There's money inside. You can keep what's left over, if there is any." I almost added, and don't bring back any stray dogs, but stopped myself in time. That had been his mother's stock witticism. He tried to thank me again, and couldn't. It was all too much. Stop by Lars Olsson's smithy on your way back and fuel up. Mind me, now, where you'll be on foot instead of behind the wheel when you get home. I won't forget. And Papa? Yes. He shuffled his feet, then looked at me shyly. Could I stop at Cottery's and ask Sean to come? No, I said, and his face fell before I added, you ask Sally or Harlan if Sean can come. And you make sure you tell them that you've never driven in town before. I'm putting you on your honor, son. As if either of us had any left. I watched by the gate until our old truck disappeared into a ball of its own dust. There was a lump in my throat that I couldn't swallow. I had a stupid but very strong premonition that I would never see him again. I suppose it's something most parents feel the first time they see a child going away on his own and face the realization that if a child is old enough to be sent on errands without supervision, he's not totally a child any longer. But I couldn't spend too much time wallowing in my feelings. I had an important chore to do, and I'd sent Henry away so I could attend to it by myself. He would see what had happened to the cow, of course, and probably guess what had done it, but I thought I could still ease the knowledge for him a little. I first checked on Eloise, who seemed listless but otherwise fine.